Hello everyone, myself Nirupama Rajeevan. I welcome you all on behalf of SP&IR digital team. And here we are again with another episode of Crack IT, all about campus placements. So today we have among us a computer enthusiast, and words literally fall short to describe his versatile persona. So without any further ado, let's welcome our today's guest, Master Omkar Pingale, who is a final year student from Information Technology branch. Hi Omkar, hope you're doing well.
Hi Nirupama, I'm doing well, thank you. And that was a really good introduction that you gave of me. So really thank you.
Okay, so first of all, heartiest congratulations to you for your placement at TCS. So
Yeah,
in this,
thank you.
yeah, okay. So in this episode, over this conversation, we'll be learning how's the selection process, the interview rounds, and the skill sets required to get into TCS. Okay, so Omkar, apart from whatever I have said so far, would you like to add something to your introduction?
So I started my schooling from Jain High School, that is in Pimpri, and I also completed my 12th standard in Pimpri. Uh, I I was into sports from the beginning of my childhood. So like I used to take part in all kinds of sports activities that my school used to provide us. So
Mhm.
from the 5th standard, I took up hockey as a sport in extracurricular activities, and as the time passed, I got better with it, and soon I was able to represent my school team. So
Great.
sooner I managed to become the captain of the team, and other than that I also took up football and chess along with it. So like I like to play sports which are tactically as well as physically important to us.
Mhm.
So I tried to manage all those stuff together. Other than that, my interest was in photography and drawing. So during my childhood, obviously I didn't have any good cameras or any mobile phones, but yeah, I used to look at National Geographic channels and Discovery channels, so that I used to get a brief idea about how things work in photography world. So I just carried forward that knowledge, and when I got hands on the first camera that I had, then I tried to apply it, and now I can say that I'm a decent photographer. Other than that, I also do drawing. I am a trekking enthusiast. Like every other weekend, I'm in the mountains. So yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Okay, that was really great, I must say. Okay. So, starting from the first year, what are the technical and non technical skills that you developed over these years?
So in the first year, basically the first year is common for all of us. So for me, engineering was something that I had never dreamt of, that I'll be a part of an engineering curriculum.
Okay.
So I had dreams of joining the Indian Army. So I tried to give it a shot after 12th. Like there are exams for NDA.
Yeah.
So I gave 2 to 3 exams, but I fell short of some marks.
Mhm.
But then when finally I could crack the exams, I was declared medically unfit, so that all those doors towards the civil services were closed for me. Then
Mhm.
I decided to pursue engineering. So after in engineering, I think the biggest thing that I learned is to overcome our fears before the exams. So like
Mhm.
before engineering, it was like we could cover the entire syllabus right 3 to 4 months before the exam. But in engineering, the syllabus is so vast that even if you start studying from the first day itself, you just cannot complete the syllabus. So you have to
Right.
study smart and then take out the important points and all. And that's how I think I managed my studies. Other than that, the technical stuff that I learned from engineering is about programming. I had zero knowledge about coding when I entered engineering. Although I had a IT branch, I didn't know what coding is. So during the induction lectures, there were classes conducted for C++, and I used to sit blank in those classes, like what is this going on around me? I had no clue what they were teaching. I used to just sit there. Then slowly, after learning some things from YouTube's, from other platforms, I came to know that okay, this is called coding. This is how things work around in the computer. And finally, I got a hold of what I'm doing with my career.
Okay. Okay. So, like last time also, we had a conversation, and that time you had said that you had actually started developing your skills after second year. So, do you think that you missed out on many things, or it is like not a big deal?
Yes, I definitely missed out on many things because if you see, if you start coding from the first year itself, then you are pretty much in the top gear. While during the interviews of companies happen,
Right.
but as I started late, I was not so well versed with the data structures that are in the programming world.
Mhm.
And if you see from an interview point of view, data structures are really important to
Right.
crack any company. So I think that if I had started a little bit earlier, I would have done much better. But yeah, whatever I have now, I'm fine with that.
Right. Okay, so now talking about your placement at TCS, please tell our viewers about how you applied for TCS and what roles are they offering.
Okay, so basically for applying into TCS, the placement cell shares us a link on which we have to register ourselves, and then after registering for that TCS link, we have to fill a Google form that the placement cell provides, so that they can keep a track of the people who are registered for TCS. So
Mm.
basically, since our college is a premium member of the TCS, so we get to give the digital test
Mm.
for all the students, even though they are from non-90 branches. So for that test, I guess you have to start preparing 3 to 4 months prior, because the test of the digital is considered to be a tough test as compared to other tests of other companies. So
Right.
uh, like I'm saying about digital, TCS offers two profiles for us. One is the Ninja profile and one is the digital profile. They
Mm.
also take entries to Code Vita, but that's a different story.
Okay. Okay, so how different was the preparation and what extra efforts did you put into getting the TCS digital role?
Okay, so like I said, TCS the digital test is considered to be the most toughest test among the top recruiters of India, like those who hire in bulk. So the thing in TCS test is you need to have a good apti. So
Okay.
half of your score is covered in apti, and the rest half is covered in coding. So there
Mhm.
are chances that sometimes, even if you miss out on a single code in the coding round, there are actually two codes. So if you have given your apti pretty well and you can manage to solve one code, then there are chances that you might get selected to the second round.
Okay.
So for that, I started preparing my apti first. I used sites like IndiaBix.
Okay.
So I pretty much covered all of the MCQs that were available on the site. Then I also studied a book called by RD Sharma, sorry, RS Agarwal. In that book, there were many concepts of quantitative aptitude exam. So
Mm.
yeah, that book also helped me. Other than that, we used to study in groups for the interview process. So like everybody used to bring up 4 to 5 questions each day, and then we used to solve each other's questions. So I guess that thing helped us a lot. And other than that, for coding, I started coding in my second year. I used HackerRank initially. For the
Mm.
first few days, I had no idea what HackerRank is and how things are working around in HackerRank. So I used to just try to code the given samples out and look from here and there, and then just copy paste my code. But after that, I got a just, yeah, this is the wrong thing to do. I should develop my own logic, and then I should start coding. So I started coding on HackerRank. Then day by day, I got better at it, and soon I was able to solve 70 to 80% of the questions that were available on HackerRank on arrays and strings. So then I decided that I need a bigger challenge to solve some more extra tough questions. So I
Mm.
shifted to lead code, and then on lead code, the questions were of a really different level. Like we had never seen such questions. Such questions were they were mentioned. It was mentioned there that those questions are asked in companies like Apple and Facebook and Amazon. So I
Mm.
was like, whoa, these questions are really tough. So how do I study with it?
Mhm.
So I found out a YouTube channel named Kunal Kushwaha, and that guy, he explained it every question very detail in a detailed manner. So after getting feedback, after looking at his channel, I understood that there is an approach to each question, and if we follow the approach for each question, then surely we can land up with a solution. Not optimal, but we can land up with a solution. So
Mm.
I tried his approach, and then finally I could clear the lead code questions as well, and that is how I prepared.
Right. Right. Okay, so Omkar, how many rounds were there in the interview process?
So TCS basically has just a single round. The technical round, managerial round, and the HR round, all of them are combined together. There are
Mm.
three interviewers who take our interview. One is the technical head, one is the HR recruiter, and one is the manager.
Okay.
So they conduct the R interview. Yeah.
Okay, so how were the TR rounds and HR rounds, and what type of questions were asked, and how was your experience?
Okay. So firstly, the HR introduced me to the panel. They asked me to give a brief introduction about myself. So I introduced myself to them as per the resume that I had provided to them. and then the technical person took on with the interview. So
Okay.
he directly went on towards my projects, because I had mentioned a couple of projects in my resume. So he asked me many questions regarding the projects, like what all components I used in my project, what are the uses of these components, or what are the physical applications of my project, or how did I tackle with the clients who
Mm.
gave me such projects, or what was my role in the project that we had done for the college. So such were the questions asked to me. Then they asked me. Then the HR person took over, and she asked me a really tricky question. She asked me to uh, describe myself in 3 words. So I
Okay.
was like taken away, like what to answer to such questions. But I maintained my calm, and then I answered the question, and she was pretty pleased with my answer. Uh,
Okay. So, like, what
After
did
that,
you answer?
I answered that I was disciplined,
Mm-hmm.
enthusiastic, and adventurous.
Okay. So, any
Yeah.
like
So
further
she
express, any further explanation she said, like, uh, describe in detail or anything like that, or that
yeah
was
she
it?
asked me to give yeah she asked me to give examples about the words that I use,
Mm-hmm.
like in life, how would you come across a situation in which you showed these qualities.
Right.
So I guess I had many situations in my life that I displayed such qualities, so I could answer the question easily.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
Other than that, they asked me a really tricky question, that if you were since my profile was completely developer oriented,
Mm-hmm.
but they asked me a question that if we don't have any developer related job, would you be interested in going for software testing or manual testing.
Mm-hmm.
So I answered, obviously I needed the job, so I answered yes. Then they asked me, why are you choosing such a profile, because you are a developer and you shouldn't waste your talent in going in such a different field. So I said that no matter what job the company gives me, there is surely scope for learning new things. And
Right.
if I keep on learning new things, it will help me build my own career. So I guess that answer just helped me get selected in the interview. And then the manager asked me basic questions regarding the project, like what all role I played in the group, and what all databases were used in the project, and how front end and back ends are connected. So yeah, they asked me just basic questions regarding the project. Luckily, I wasn't asked any technical questions like they typically ask in other interviews. For example, my friend was asked what is hot loading and cold loading. So I had no idea what hot loading and cold loading is. Even he didn't have any idea. But yeah, the questions were pretty easy for me, I
Mhm.
guess. So I could go on with the interview easily.
Great. Okay, so like now that you're placed at TCS, what are the further procedures or any updates from their side?
Yeah, TCS basically has an explore program in which you can study different fields in the technical world. Like they have their own machine learning course, they have their own cloud course.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many such courses available on the explore program. So we just have to sign up for the courses, and then we can take the courses for free. So that
Mm-hmm.
it's TCS believes that self learning is the best type of learning. So they don't provide any such training for us right now, but after joining, I'm sure they'll provide some training.
Okay. Okay. So we have come to know that you applied only for TCS placements. So any specific reason for that?
Yeah, as I said, I was interested in the army since the beginning of my career. So, like, I thought that once I'll get a job with any company that comes first to the college, I'll just take the job and then start preparing for the studies for the civil services examination.
Mm-hmm.
So, I started. I took up TCS, and then decided that yeah, now I can finally study for this upcoming CDS exam. There are, I guess, 2 to 3 chances that after your graduation that you can enter the Indian Army. So I'm currently preparing for those exams.
So you'll take up the job, and with that you'll be studying for the exam also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So like just you said about your projects. So please throw some light on what different projects you have made so far.
Okay. So uh, for the third year's college project, I made a inventory and billing system for a retail shop with my group. So that project basically help small scale retail shop owners to manage their inventory and generate bills. Like traditionally, people used to write the bills on paper, and there are chances that sometimes small scale shop owners don't have the godowns right next to their shop, so they
Mm-hmm.
buy a godown some at some different location, and then they have a shop at some different location, and then they have to keep a person to continuously keep a check on if there is a shortage of any stock in the godown or not. So by creating this project, I thought I could help such people by maintaining all the records and all the inventory in a single PC, so that the person can save out on his paper bills, and also the person who is working as a postman between the shop and the godown can actually sit at the shop and just deal with the customers. Then than this, I also made another project for a local cake shop. So that project was pretty basic. Just had to make a HTML landing page for them, but I tried to introduce different technologies into that project by giving them a backend and a transaction system. But it seemed that they didn't have that big of an enterprise, so that they didn't want a transaction system, so I had to cancel out on that. Other than that, I also created a web scraping bot for an internship that I did.
Mm-hmm.
It was an Instagram scraping bot. It used to scrape images based on the hashtag that we provided. And I also created an online blog system where just like a Twitter, but it was not hosted on any platform. So yeah, that's all of my projects.
Okay. So, like you just said about the internship. So,
Yeah.
where did you do the internship and what exactly was the role?
Okay, so there's this startup called Fleabo.ai.
Okay.
It's an app and it's also a website. So if you go on that app, they recommend you movies depending upon your mood or depending on what genre you want to watch the movie in.
Okay.
So it's a small company run by 4 people. So I applied for that internship through a friend, and luckily I got selected. So
Mm-hmm.
in that uh, internship, I had to gather information regarding movies from the web. So in order to gather information, I had to surf on web pages for long and then download relevant stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought of what can I do to save my work. So I just browsed on the internet and learned about Selenium, that we can create bots on Selenium that can help us gather information from the web. So I followed a tutorial, and then according to that tutorial, I created the Instagram scraping bot that I told earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and that bot helped me to download images and movie related stuff whenever I used to log in from my Instagram account. So basically, I used to just provide my credentials to the bot. It used to log in through my account and just download stuff from the internet and save it in my local device. So that was the job that I did.
Okay, great. Okay, now talking about your extracurriculars, we know that you are a sports enthusiast. So, would you like to share something about that? Like, how did you, like you just said, but then still, what achievements did you uh, do so far?
So yeah, in hockey, if you see, I played hockey for almost 10 to 12 years in my school,
Mm-hmm.
and the first game that I played of hockey was under 19. I was in fifth standard, but I was put in the under 19 team, and I was given a play time of just 5 minutes because our team was losing terribly, and they were like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter now. Whatever we have done, we are just going to lose. So let's give a chance to everybody on the bench." So I got my first experience of the game from that match, and it's a really tough game. It's dangerous as well. So yeah, I was pretty scared for the first time. Then I got a hand of what how things work around it. Then
Mm-hmm.
slowly I played around, and finally in my 8th standard, we were able to win the district level championship for our school, and then we were sent for the zonal levels to represent the Pune zone. So
Right.
I guess really that's my achievement in hockey. And in football, I didn't get to play much for my school because there was a rule that if you play one game, then stick to it,
Mm-hmm.
don't
Right.
go to another game. So after 10th standard, just like people choose different colleges for the 11th and 12th, our hockey team got disintegrated, and there was no more hockey team. So then I got a chance to play for the football team, and I in my very first game, I had a record that I scored 4 goals in the first half itself. So yeah, I got my name into the newspaper, and that was a really big moment for me.
Nice. Okay. So, how was your college life and your journey at RSUE?
I'll say my college life has been really fun because I belong to the group of backbenchers that are always standing outside the class for some or the other reason. But yeah, even though I was a mischievous child, even I am a mischievous child till now. But yeah, I didn't manage. I managed to keep up with my studies as well, and also with the mischief that I do. So I think I maintained a pretty good balance between both worlds. And I used to bunk a lot. So like
Okay.
every other day, there were calls to my parents that your kid is not in the college. But yeah, I managed my studies, completed my notes and assignments, so I could keep a good balance between things.
Okay, then that's great because just doing mischievous things is not good. Maintaining a balance, then it would be right. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean mischievous things, but in a limit. There shouldn't be things that go out of hands. Then it
Yeah.
will be difficult for both of for the college as well and you as well.
Right. Okay. So, any mistakes that you made in your college or something like, if I had known previously, it would be better. Anything like that?
uh, I'll say the coding part is something that I regret not starting earlier. So I
Okay.
think that's the only thing I feel that I made a mistake by starting too late. Other than that, I don't feel that I have missed out on anything that I should have done. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but still, it's okay. It's better late than never. So, it's okay. Like, even if you had started late, you have achieved a great feat. Right.
Yeah, you can say that, but there is this hunger inside
Yeah.
every one of us that we want to achieve something more.
Right.
So I guess that's what is keeping me from saying that I have done something good. But yeah, now that I have learned so many things, I am sure that I can use those things to do more great things.
Right. Okay. So, heading on to the last question for the day, what message or suggestion would you like to give to your juniors?
So the first thing that I would like to say to the juniors is that along with your academics, just focus on getting placed in the company that you want to. Like I've seen many people that they just apply for the companies without knowing what the company is or what they want to do. So if you have set a goal in your mind that you want to apply for this company and you want to join this company at any cost, then stop preparing for other companies. Just prepare for that company itself. Because if you start preparing for other companies, you might feel that you are not preparing for this company correctly, and you also have half knowledge about other companies. So there are
Hmm.
chances that you might not get selected in any company.
Okay.
So at a time, focus on one goal and achieve that goal, and then you may apply to other companies, because your knowledge will just keep on growing day by day, so that you don't miss out on anything. Yeah.
Okay. So, thanks for that message. It was really inspiring. So, thanks a lot for connecting with us and sparing your time. I hope this video is helpful for all those who are watching. And yeah, thank you so much, Omkar. It was great talking to you. And we wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.